Eventually, you won't even be able to change the brake light or tail light bulb or any bulb in your car. And what do I mean by that? Here we go. So the traditional filament style bulbs are just about obsolete anymore. It's very rare on today's vehicles that you can actually service the tail light board in an LED tail light assembly, or even go in there and fix anything. And what do I mean by that? So you can afford to do this. You can typically go to any parts store, and for less than $2, you can pick up a 2-pack of, what did I just call these bulbs? What do they call it? Incandescent.
Like the traditional filament bulb.
Traditional filament bulb. I think they call them incandescents or something like that. I don't even know. But pretty simple for anyone to just go to the parts store and buy a $2 bulb and fix it. So now we're going to fast forward into some of these newer design cars, and I don't believe that the Chevy over here has a full LED. I do believe that this is still serviceable, but some of these taillight assemblies, I'm going to get into another more complex, so you can actually see the bulb here. But some of them here actually use a single small bulb to light this to make it look like it's LED. And then some of them are actually LED. So if this goes out, you have to replace the assembly. A lot of third brake assemblies in the older generations are LED, and there's no fixing that. You have to buy the LED bar and replace it.
But the third brake lights are so cheap.
They slowly introduced those. So they started introducing LED, I think, in the 90s, late 90s for some cars. And then, you know, LED is supposed to last forever, and it doesn't. Now you're going to fast forward into...
Because you have to deal with water intrusion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's not a fault with the bulb, it's a fault with...
moisture, heat, yeah.
That leads to premature failure of that.
So we're going to fast forward to, I don't know, 17 to 25 vehicles. Most of the cars today, you're not servicing just a bulb, you're replacing the whole assembly. And a lot of these assemblies now, what they're doing is they're putting climate control systems in these, because the LED
gets so hot.
They get so hot inside of here that they are learning now that it's the heat that's causing the problems. So what they have to do is have to have controlled climate almost for these, for everything they're putting inside of them. And then what they also added was your lane departure and obstacle cameras and modules inside of them too. Right, all incorporated into this. Not even your side mirrors with cameras and LEDs. So the days of you just going and getting a small bulb and pop it in your headlight or tail light assembly are just about gone. And what I meant that you won't be able to afford to fix your own brake light.
Because it's going to be $800 for one assembly.
It's going to be $800 or more for a tail light assembly.
I did a tail light assembly on a F-150 over at Miller.
Was it blind spot and?
It was
just LED. Yeah.
It was basic. There wasn't even LEDs or anything in it. It was just a basic tail light assembly off of like one of the newer Gen F-150s, but it was a base model.
Yeah.
It was off of a military base. They must have backed into something, and the housing was cracked, and it was still like $400 from the dealer.
Yeah.
Just for the part.
So even the used market has smartened up. Like I looked at the used F-150s, the Platinums that have the taillight assembly with the backup camera and sensor and module and all that stuff in there. Used is like $600. Mm-hmm. Used. Now that doesn't even include the taillight harness that is failing from corrosion issues too. So a lot of what we're seeing is water intrusion.
Look at Porsche's headlights.
Oh, did you see when they were stealing? They were chopping out the Porsche bodies to get the headlight assemblies.
Well, some of them
on the market.
Some of them you didn't even have to chop out. Some of them you could just, if you got a good enough hold on the headlight, you could just rip it right out.
Well, they have a lever. It's like a lever, so you could use a jimmy, flip the lever, and then just yank it out.
So,
but I mean, that's the same.
Some of them you had to cut the body of the car.
Hold on.
It's the same idea.
We're seeing,
and it was $1,200 for a set of headlights.
We're seeing 2023 vehicles already from our one used car dealer that need taillight assemblies more than anything.
Yep.
Now, typically the cars are in accidents in the front, and they're servicing that.
GM headlights have issues with the like LED bars and stuff. I've seen like newer Cadillacs where
yeah, we've had some caddies in here and some
LED
other things,
bar is
but not one of them was a $2 bulb.
No.
None.
I'm saying it needs a full headlight
Yeah.
for DRL bar being out.
So when you think about, oh, I'm just going to buy this new car, this is going to be my last new car that I bought. In 3 years, it needs a new taillight assembly to the tune of $1,500. And then if you go used, right, you're buying a used one, hopefully that it works for one. And then two, you have to put it in and hope that there's no corrosion issues. So you're talking, you could spend thousands of dollars fixing your brake lights and tail lights and your headlights on your 3-year-old car.
Yep.
And the people who are probably in the swing climates, the worst swing climates, like more stable climates, or bulbs kind of tend to last longer.
Honestly, we're kind of in like one of the worst swing climates.
Yeah.
We'll go anywhere from in the teens,
100
in the teens to 100 plus. I mean, those are like the most extreme.
But like I'm saying, we're still seeing, we're not even like, we don't see too many new cars. The only time that we see a new car is I bought it and I hate the dealership now. I have to come here and get good service. Or we get it from our used car dealers because they're buying 23s, 24s. We haven't seen any 25s yet.
They're all on the market. Like,
But they're needing taillight assemblies already, and they aren't cheap. So eventually you won't even be able to go to a parts store to get a small bulb for your car. You're going to have to come to the shop. And if it has modules and cameras in it, guess what has to be done? Reprogram and calibration. And the average person isn't doing that. That means you could change it.
Regardless of when you're transferring parts around, because it moved and it's all ADAS system and everything is so sensitive.
So you can't even, you can put it in, but then you still got to pay a guy like us or the dealership to program the car, because the car recognizes that it's been changed and there's still something wrong.
it's almost like an infection.
Yep.
Your body realizes something's there that's not supposed to, and then it gives you a fever.
That's why I
In
say,
the form of lights.
do you really need a new car? No. Was your old car perfectly fine? Yeah, but I needed a new car because I got in an accident. No, you didn't need a brand new car. You could have just went and got one 3 years old that was already out there and saved tons of money. But
I think my next one would be a GMT 800.
and in New Jersey, they don't care if you're driving around with no headlights, no taillights, no windshield, no seatbelt. You can basically drive around your go-kart in New Jersey. Wow, you know.
Yeah, Jude watched me get pulled over on the way home
They
from
yelled
work
at
one day.
me for a license plate that wasn't the original yellow.
Well, I get it. I mean, they are getting a little much. I'm saying there is no safety inspection.
I got pulled over the one day from work.
They should bring back the safety
2-3 years ago.